Hello, welcome to another video on the Scouring Early Access. Today's match is going to be a 2 versus 2 game. My team, it's going to be me, the Perfect Gamer, with my ally, the Molika, a Russian player, against my enemies, Professor Rev and Dinchi Code. And I spawn on the bottom with my ally, and the enemies spawn on a part of a map. From here, I am doing a basic archer build, sawmill, and then a barracks. Over here, my orange ally, Russian player, is playing as humans as well. Looks like he's doing a funny build, making barracks, and then trying to make a smoothie real quick. Maybe he's afraid of being rushed, trying to maybe make some cannons. Anyways, on top here, first enemy, the white human, Dinchi Code. Looks like he's doing an archer build as well. And the final enemy, Professor Rev, is playing as a black human player. Looks like he's making some swordsmen. And probably making some archers, because he's making a sawmill with a lot of workers. And here I'm just getting some XP. I guess trying to get a good amount of archers. And here I try to place my barracks a little closer to the outpost. That way I could support it and not allow my enemy to capture it. And I guess also placing barracks here makes most of my archers do a arc shot instead of directly shooting the wolves and killing them. And I guess just like I thought, my ally making some cannons. I'm just trying to not get rushed. But as we can see, he did get his economy slowed down a little bit, but I guess that's because of a little farm glitch, which deletes your whole farm, because little farmhouse didn't have any space to spawn, which means that all your 200 wood and 200 gold and 100 wood just evaporates into thin air. It's kind of annoying. And I guess it would be better if it would, I guess, refund those resources if they didn't want to spawn. On top here, the white player is just shooting some wolves, getting some XP. I guess trying to not kill all the wolves. And here I got a good amount of archers, so I decided to finally start try and clear this outpost from these bandits. The person who holds this outpost is gonna have a pretty big advantage with any player who's on top here or on the bottom of this outpost. This orange is just getting some XP, slicing up some wolves. It is a third cannon. My cannons don't really get any gold or level up, which is why I wouldn't really recommend making them in the beginning of the game. Because unlike swordsmen can actually level up and gain you some gold by killing enemies around the map. Now here, I was trying to level up my archers by shooting some goblins here, some arcane shots, but of course, my enemy was jealous of me in my spawn position, so he decides to kill my wolves. And so now this renewable XP source is now gone forever. I already have 2 level 3 archers, or I guess a third one. And my enemy doesn't really have any level 3 units. But I guess he will eventually get some. And over here, the black bear is clearing a lot of stuff. Killed some wolves, I think. Got this outpost. Killing this troll. Then my ally, I think, cleared some goblins. Killed his wolves instead of killing them forever and letting them respawn. Then killed more wolves. And here I guess I tried to get a tier 2 town hall. Because I was also a little afraid of being double teamed by the enemies. So I was thinking of getting a shield ability for the swordsman that I'm producing right now. Because having a shielded swordsman in a group of archers should work really well. And I guess my enemy also trying to get a tier 2. It's making an artillery ability. He's also trying to pump out some cannons. So he's probably going to be a little aggressive. Now here the bike bear has a tier 2. But at the moment he's just making archers. And he's probably going to invest his gold into the archer damage upgrade. Now here the bike bear thought that he could just attack. He probably could. Just send his swordsman on top to his barracks. Pretty much kill these cannons. They wouldn't be able to shoot. Because if there's any swordsman on top, then the cannons just are disabled pretty much. So he could have definitely gone in here. Killed all of Orange's economy. But I guess he was a little afraid of the cannons. And here I was trying to maybe slow down the black bear. That way the orange bear could help me out, but it didn't seem like he was going to be helping me out, so I decided to run away after losing 4 archers. But of course now he does attack. And the white player was attacking me here, so I was a little distracted. And only now I tried to run and maybe help my orange ally here. But of course, by the time I get here, most of my allies' swordsmen are now gone. And Black gets to run away with his archers. So now pretty much orange doesn't have much of an army. So there's a lot of cannons. I have some swordsmen. I have a cannon. But of course I did research the shield ability. Which is going to be very useful when fighting all the cannons. Here we can see that my enemy has here. And I can see his units here because of this outpost. Give me a lot of vision. And here you can see you can just block the cannon shots with your swordsman. And then you can target fire those cannons. And now my enemy's army is going to have a hard time against my swordsman and archer combo, which is why he's going to decide to run away. And over here my ally's enemy, my enemy's ally comes to try and attack. But I do have some cannons here, so it's not going to be as easy as they think. Here for some reason Black decides to Go around my barracks to go to this part of a map. Not really sure if that was a misclick, but that does cost him all the archers, because orange player decides to blast his archers here. And he's gonna run back to get some more cannon blasts. And here, I don't have the artillery ability, but it's not really a big deal if you don't have it when you're defending, because you can always research it a little later. And artillery doesn't really win you the game right away. It's more of a nuisance, because if you have just normal cannons, then they can also defend a position really well. And here my ally decides to fight back against the white player's cannons. Here did a mistake by putting his cannons on top of his outposts. That was pretty easy to predict, that the white player would bombard the here or this position. And pretty much at the moment, I made a second base, made another barracks, so I can have a little bit more production. And I guess I was just trying to make a lot of cannons and all the archers, because I did lose a good amount of them. You don't really need more swordsmen than archers. It's more effective to have more archers, which is why I was trying to mass produce a good amount of them before trying to potentially attack the enemy. Over here we can see the black bear also made some cannons. We're just mass producing them. It's probably gonna have even more cannons than the white bear. Looks like the white bear researched the shield ability, so you can use some swordsmen to, I guess, scout me out here. But here I saw that he had a swordsman coming here, because this outpost gives a good amount of vision. Which is a big, I guess, advantage of owning this outpost. Because that it's easier to know if you're being attacked. Here the black bear almost killed my group of swordsmen, but he only killed one. And I did manage to save the rest of these swordsmen. And they're gonna heal up over time. So sometimes retreating is a good option. And over here, my ally decides to attack alone without communicating at all in the chat. And so I decide to go and help him out, because if he loses all these swordsmen, then it's gonna be a big waste. So he kind of forced me to have an engagement here, even though I was waiting for more time to get more units. But somehow we were able to kill most of white player's army and all his cannons pretty much. And have a black bear try to flank me here, but I guess he didn't know how to target fire my cannons. And also this cannon was able to just help out in blasting away black bear's whole archer army. And of course, at home, I was trying to make some units, but I think I accidentally rallied them on the ground here. So I did lose 2 units here. But eventually I will be able to defend myself. And here we can see it's kind of a fair trade. I lost my whole army pretty much, but the enemy lost pretty much 2 of their armies. I guess Orange lost a lot of his swordsmen, but didn't really make much of anything else. But I wasn't really, I guess, relying on my ally, because this Russian player enjoys just doing whatever and not always helping out, or I guess even trying to work together to attack an enemy. He was trying to make stables really fast, just over here. My ally saw that the Black Bear already has some cavaliers, and if I don't have the same amount of cavaliers as the enemy, then it's gonna be hard for me to come back into the game. So I was trying to make a stables, and then to quickly try and get a tier 3 town hall. But here we can see my enemy already has a tier 3 town hall. It's gonna get a as an upgrade. Just gonna allow him to use more of his workers to mine some resources. And I think it's pretty much give him more supply. Over here, the White Bear also has a castle. It's researching the cure ability or the heal for the cavaliers, but it doesn't really have much of an economy to support a lot of cavalier production, so. But I guess it's better than nothing. Over here, my ally is going to be making a third barracks. And just producing all the archers. And I guess all the swordsmen. His favorite unit. But I guess he did make his stables, so I guess he might be making some cavaliers in the future. Over here I was kind of running out of gold in my main base, so I sent out some workers to try and make a base, just part of a map that is kind of far away, so I was hoping the enemy was not gonna find it. And here I did send some swordsmen to try and defend his base. And I just keep it safe during the night. And here the White Bear was trying to annoy me. I guess trying to get some vision they could use to help him place his artillery shots a little better. But I was just trying to, I guess, hold out. Just ignoring his bombarding. We're just trying to make all the cavaliers. And here we can see I got my castle, made a church, and I'm also gonna be making some researching the cure ability. I guess I still had all the resources, so I decided to make a 4th barracks to try and, I guess, have more production. And I guess over here, Black Pirate was trying to take this outpost. But first, I guess he cleared these cannons. Now here I tried to see if an enemy was making a base here. But White just had a single swordsman here. But here we can see that he was probably going to be trying to make a third base. But by me just sending some swords, denied him from making a base. And pretty much getting some extra resources. And here I saw that the Black Pirate had a lot of cavaliers here, or just a big army in general. I was a little afraid that he was going to find my base here, which would be pretty annoying, because it's some extra resources that would be helpful for me to have. You know, just trying to make more cavaliers. I did make a few apprentices, because their magic shield ability is very effective at helping out your cavaliers. And pretty much if you don't have any apprentices, then you're going to be the player that's going to be losing, because cavaliers by themselves and only your ability are pretty weak. Unless you have, I guess, a few more levels on them compared to an enemy player. Here we can see that White was just trying to annoy me here and bombard me, but I was able to move my cannons around, so it's just more annoying than, I guess, effective at killing my stuff. And over here, I guess I tried to see if an enemy was making a base. And of course, I get here when he was trying to build one. And the best I could do was just trying to get some gold by trying to break this town hall a little bit, because I knew my swordsman wouldn't be able to run away. And here I knew that my enemy's black army was going to be sitting here, so I knew the white player wasn't going to be able to help him out much. So it would be a good opportunity to try and fight the black player. And here we can see I have a lot of apprentices, putting a lot of magic shields on my cavaliers. I'm just gonna help them survive for way longer than they should. And here somehow my ally decides to help me fight. And my apprentices also put some magic shields on my allies' units. But of course the white player saw that we were killing his ally here, so he decides to attack me here. But his army is mostly made out of artillery or cannons, so he's going to be attacking me pretty slowly. It's going to give me a lot of time to make some cavaliers in the meantime, but I can use to, I guess, counterattack him here. Here I guess I tried to put some workers on this outpost, because I just had a lot of them anyways, so I could have just wasted his time a little bit. And here I was desperately trying to send most of my big army back home, try and fight the white player. And here we can see that I was able to surround my enemy with my reinforcing cavaliers. And then my main army coming back to destroy the White Bear's huge army. He pretty much white lost most of his units. He doesn't really have much left. In the meantime, the Orange Bear was fighting here by himself, but I think he doesn't have any, or he doesn't have an apprentice, but only one's not gonna do much. I'm gonna try to make a good amount of them. But I guess he did kill this base here. It's gonna deny some gold of the enemy. Here, just try to kill this barracks. A good amount of these units. Just now I'm gonna leave the White Bear pretty much no army. Now I decide to focus the other enemy player, because White Bear is not gonna be able to stop me, so it's gonna be a good opportunity to try and kill the big army of the White Bear. Because if I win here, then the enemies pretty much can't really do anything. And here I just have a few more apprentices. I can get just a little bit more levels on my cavaliers. And so the enemy player does lose more stuff. Now here my ally tries to help me out. Of course, at the end of the battle, and here we're just doing our final assault against the enemy. In the meantime, of course, I'll just mass producing cavaliers at home. And that's pretty much it. We're just killing. And then eventually the White Bear decides to surrender. And here we can see the results. I gained a lot of gold by mining, which allowed me to have more resources, which then led me to make a whole lot more units. We can see here, I guess roughly 100 more units than my ally. And I guess I was able to somewhat use my units effectively. But enemies did put up a fight. See, my ally didn't really, I guess, fight really effectively, but I guess he did help out a little bit. I guess that's pretty much it. If you liked the video, you can leave a like, leave a comment. If you want to see more videos on the Scouring Early Access, then you can subscribe. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.